Hey, we're having a party at my house this weekend. BYOB. So, BYOB is a phrase that we use. It's an acronym, really, to abbreviate the words bring your own beverage. So, you're supposed to bring your own beverage to the party. It's common for us to say this when we have large parties or when the host wants to communicate that he or she will not be providing beverages at the party. So bring whatever you want to drink. You can share it with other people, but a lot of times you'll just, bring your beverage for yourself or your beer or your alcohol or whatever, and then maybe share with some of your friends. But people will say BYOB, BYOB, bring your own beverage.
A side hustle. So this is what we refer to as a second job, a part-time job, a job where you get a little bit of income from it. We call it a side hustle. So this is really common nowadays. We used to just say a side job or a part-time job or a side gig. But now everybody pretty much will say the term side hustle. So this is like if you do Uber or if you deliver for Amazon or a delivery service, but you only do it part-time to supplement your income, we'll call it a side hustle. To have a change of heart. So this is an expression that we use to talk about when you change your mind on a decision, usually because you felt bad for the decision you were going to make. You have a change of heart. So for example, let's say that you're having a party and you weren't going to invite a friend because she kind of bothers you and is a little annoying, but then she finds out and she gets upset about it. You could tell her, you know what, I had a change of heart and you're invited to my party now. Or another example could be if you're in an English class and your teacher says, that he's going to give you a test at the end of the week and you can't use any books or notes or anything. And you're like, oh, that's no fair. And then your teacher says, okay, I had a change of heart. You can use your notes and you can use your books. Change of heart.
Are you out of your mind? So when you ask somebody if he or she is out of his mind, it means that you're asking, are you crazy? Are you not right in your head? Are you out of your mind? To chip in. So this phrasal verb is about contributing money usually. It's, I believe, a phrasal verb that comes from poker. Like you have poker chips and you chip in. You're chipping in money. I think I'm going to sit this one out. You guys go ahead. So when we say, I'm going to sit this one out, it means we're not going to participate, right? So we are going to take a seat and not be active in the activity. We say, I'm going to sit this one out. Think of sports when somebody goes and sits on the bench, a player who's not playing, they are sitting that play out. The cream of the crop. So the cream of the crop is the best of the best. For example, when I eat avocados, I want the cream of the crop. I don't like the really hard ones or the really mushy ones. I want the cream of the crop. I want the best of all the avocados. Another example would be like students in the classroom. The top performing students are the cream of the crop. For example, Steve is the cream of the crop in his class. He always gets 100% on every single test. He's the cream of the crop. He's going places. That's Steve. So cream is obviously milk, a dairy product that's very heavy that comes from cows. And then crops refer to agriculture. So you have like corn. All of the corn that is growing is called the crop of corn. The cream of the crop. So the cream of the crop refers to the best of the best, basically the best out of everything. For example, when I eat avocados, I want to eat the cream of the crop.
I want the best out of the selection of avocados. I want the cream of the crop. We also use this to refer to like students in the class, right? Joe is the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop. So the cream of the crop is the best of the best. It's basically the best thing there is, right? So, for example, to butter someone up. So this refers to basically flattering somebody. We can also say kissing up to someone or sucking up to that person, usually because you want something out of them. So you butter them up. The idea here is, you're basically adding butter to them to make them soft, kind of thing, like what you would do with butter on food. You butter it up so that it is more flavorful. Well, when you butter up a human being, it's not really that they're more flavorful, but they are more softer, I would say. They are softer. So, yeah, you're buttering them up. Speak of the devil. So this is a phrase that we use to talk about somebody who shows up right when you are talking about that person. Like you could say, hey, I haven't seen Bob today. Oh, speak of the devil. Then Bob walks in the room or is walking in the room at the time. We also have another phrase that's very similar when somebody calls you that you are talking about, or somebody comes into a room and you were just talking about that person. You could say, oh, your ears must have been burning. So if you're talking about that person, you say, your ears must have been burning. So if I'm talking about Bob, Bob walks into the room, I might say either, speak of the devil, there's Bob, or I might say, oh, Bob, your ears must have been burning. Hindsight's 2020. So this phrase is to talk about how in the future we know what the correct decision would have been in the past, right? So you have 2020 vision when you look to the past. Basically, what we mean by this is hindsight, so the sight behind you is 2020. Now 2020 is perfect vision, right? When you can see with 2020 vision, you have perfect vision. So basically we're saying when you're looking to the past, you have perfect vision because obviously you know what the right decisions would have been looking back at something.